Hello, this is Gihan Perera. What is the cost of you not taking action? I was speaking to a client recently. She's just engaged me to work with her senior leaders in an organization to do some scenario planning where we look at what's around the corner, over the horizon, so they can plan now. And I was saying to her, I'm really impressed that you're doing this now for your team and your organization. And she said to me, well, what choice do we have? It would cost us much more if we didn't do it. And I was even more impressed with her then, because what she's talking about is the cost of inaction, and many leaders don't consider this. So when you're making a decision, you might be calculating ROI, the return on investment, and that's a good thing to consider. If we put in this time and effort and money and resources, what sort of return might we expect? But that's only half of it. The other half is the cost of inaction, which is saying if we don't take action, how much is this going to cost us? And if you want to make a well-informed decision, you need to include both ROI and COI. Let me give you a real-life example. 5 years before COVID, in 2015, Bill Gates gave a TED Talk. This is Bill Gates, who was a founder of Microsoft, and now he's a global philanthropist. And his TED Talk in 2015 said, we're not ready for the next pandemic. And he pretty much predicted pretty closely what sort of thing that something that would be very similar to what we had with COVID. And he said, we're not ready for it, and we should be. And he said, I don't know how much it's going to cost to be ready for it, but it'll be much, much less than the cost of dealing with the pandemic. And he was right, and the world didn't listen to him for reasons that I won't go into here, but this is exactly what he's talking about. The cost of inaction is much greater than the cost of actually taking action. And this is why it's so important when you're making a decision to consider both ROI and COI. And ask yourself, what's the cost of inaction in a decision? And then, of course, return on investment, ROI as well. If you'd like to know what sort of things you can ask to measure the cost of inaction, download my worksheet about the cost of inaction here, and it'll give you 6 questions that you can ask to measure the cost of inaction, or COI, of any important decision that you're considering. So download the worksheet, share it with your team, and use it whenever you're making an important decision. I'm sure you'll find it useful. I'll see you in the future.